I'm here with David Gershon in my studio in New York, deepakhomebase.com, and we're having this conversation about how social change can actually happen and how social change can make a difference to our future and to the future of coming generations, our children and grandchildren. Most people still don't realize that we are in a state of emergency as far as climate change is concerned, and we pointed that out in a couple of videos, but now we need to really take action collectively, bring about social change in a way that's meaningful and changes your life, my life, and the life of our children. David, what is Social Change 2.0? What's that book about, first?
Well, fundamentally, it is in contradistinction to Social Change 1.0, which I define as the current state of play, which are passing laws, financial incentives, and social protest. And those strategies... Passing laws, financial incentives, and social unrest. Yeah, that sounds...
Actual
social protest as a strategy,
yeah.
Which can be seen as unrest or just a way of saying no to something.
Yeah.
And that is the way we have done social change for forever. Or should certainly say since the democratic model has been created several hundred years ago. But it only works at best for incremental change. But when the nature of our problems are requiring transformational change, or what systems theory calls second order change, which requires a system to be evolving to a higher level of performance and social value, you need a model of change that can further that kind of transformational change. And Social Change 2.0 is designed to further second order change strategies. And fundamentally, a second order change strategy is transformational, so it has to engage people, it has to engage systems, it has to engage communities, it has to engage the whole system. So it's a whole set of strategies, 5-point framework based on my 20 years of research, and it's still a work in progress. And the Cool City Challenge, the low carbon diet, all of the work that I'm doing now around behavioral change is at the heart of it, and empowerment is at the heart of it. My institute's work over these last couple of decades has been how do you design empowerment strategies that can bring about change at all those levels. So it's an exciting time, and one thing I want to say, because the last video we spoke about how bad things can be and the trajectory we're currently on. And there's two ways to look at it. We're doomed, or
I sent you a letter. Forget about it. Let's go have a drink.
I know, and I wanted to respond because I felt this sounds like Bill Clinton. I felt your pain. I felt all of our pain, and it's called climate fatalism because when you look at the facts, one draws that conclusion. It's pretty inevitable. But the climate change problem, aside from being an individual problem, is about social change strategies. So that's why how we think about it and the strategies we use to deploy change is really important. So just to finish the thought, so one way to look at it is we're doomed. The other way to look at it is this is an incredible moment for the kind of transformation that those of us who are change agents called to that kind of transformational change have been waiting for. The question now is how to be effective at furthering transformative social change. And I believe there's a lot of us out there that if we get smart by how to work together more skillfully, the Evolutionary Leader Group is one such community that can do that, but there are many, and that group could be a catalyst to many, many groups.
Well, I've started looking at change coming about as a result of what I've started using this term, self-organizing dynamic networks of creatively, karmically intelligent people who are connected, but they have to have the intention, they have to take action, and for lack of a better phrase, I call this love in action networks. And perhaps that's what Social Change 2.2 2.0 is. That we go.
You're actually describing 2.2. That's an upgrade.
Upgrade to like 2.0. I think we need to move from angry activism to sacred activism.
Absolutely.
As a lot of people have been saying that.
And the question now is not do people want to act? We all want to act. I mean, if you're awake, it's skillful action, and it is strategic action.
And we can do it in the area of climate change. We can do it for radical poverty. We can do it for conflict resolution. We can do it for social justice, economic justice, everything that's wrong with the world. We can actually help create a more peaceful, sustainable, just, and healthier world.
And climate change is the rite of passage. And the reason why it is the one that gets us to learn is because it's a unforgiving feedback system. If the climate destabilizes, the human experiment goes into either major decline or extinction. And so we have to wake up. As you know, it's like a Hollywood movie. Will they or won't they in time? And you know, the story's not written. We know that we have a chance, and of course this is where spirituality comes in, your core competency and depth of wisdom where you've accumulated. Because we actually have to change our worldview from the inside out. We have to begin to become people of hope. We need to build genuine hope. Where do you get that? How does one build that? Because you can't act unless you come from a place of hope. And how do you get a real place of hope? So there's a lot of inner work that has to be done. And I loved your article that you wrote in the San Francisco Chronicle about the quality of human nature that needs to be cultivated. And ultimately, I think you can start it from the crisis in or from the inside out. But one way or another, you have to work with both pieces. The inner and the outer.
David, tell everyone who's listening and watching how they can be involved. What's your website?
My website is empowermentinstitute.net.
Empowermentinstitute.net.
And there's another one actually, which is socialchange2.com. So I actually have two websites.
Okay, so once again, socialchange2.com and
empowermentinstitute.net.
Empowermentinstitute.net. The book is Social Change 2.0 and the low carbon diet. What's the subtitle?
A 30-day program.
A 30-day program.
5,000 pounds.
Please get involved for your sake, for the sake of your children, your grandchildren.